Hey guys, welcome to the Bright Planning channel, and today we're going to be looking at the I Blew It season 3 episode of Christie Kaiser Big Zagadunga Msiska. This is a big one. I'm going to be actually dividing it into two parts. This is going to be part 1, where we're going to be looking at the rise and fall and rise of Christie, and then I'm going to do a part 2 where I'm going to be covering the tax implications and a little bit more emphasis on the business lessons from this lesson. So please subscribe, look out for that, and for now, let's get into part 1. First things first, what I love about Christie is he's simple-minded. I think this video is a very good example of showing that education completion, right? Education is important, but I feel like when people go to varsity, get their degrees, get their diplomas, masters, whatever the case may be, they feel like they've made it in life. And for me, you see this guy that he tried his lack of education, but he failed. And for me, this is a good lesson in showing that completion of education is not a measure of success. So do not judge yourself if you do not finish your education. Rather, learn from what you have involved yourself in, and that's what I keep on advocating for. Everything that you do, do it with intention. Everything that you do, always realize and learn that you can use that information. You don't have to graduate, you don't have to complete, and I'm not advocating for not completing, but I'm saying that make the experience worthwhile. And someone like Christie is someone that did exactly that. He is somebody that's simple-minded. He doesn't complicate things, he just dives straight into what he needed to do and he went for it. And for me, that's a very key business element that you need in your life so that you can achieve success in business. He started off at Chelsea, where he worked as a call center agent, and he effectively was earning about 3,500 or so, and he was able to achieve a few things with that, get himself a car and so on. And later, with the business that he was pushing, I mean, this guy was a hustler. He had like double things going on and he used that money once he left the company to go push his business that he was doing. He was selling t-shirts, branded t-shirts, and he seemed like he was doing fairly well. And eventually he got to a position whereby he was some sort of a middleman. He started a business whereby he would be a problem solver of some sort. He would source whatever, a general dealer, a general trader, or whatever the case may be. It's not really specified too much, but also it has something to do with marketing, because he was doing some brand related marketing that is based on water, as you would say. Selling water-based messaging, whatever the case may be. I don't fully understand it, but then I'm believing that he sold water bottles and they had some sort of branding, personalized bottles, whatever the case may be. The point is, he was able to source clients, realizing that there's a need for some sort of marketing that he was able to deliver. Then eventually he transferred to, because at the end of the day, guys, this is why implementation, when you get involved, you start to get exposed to certain things. So as he was doing that, he's meeting people in very good positions, he's making very good connections, and he's realizing some sort of a business need is required. And that's where he started getting into the middleman sort of solution provider in terms of like his business model. And as the story explains, that he saw somebody needed this, the other needed that, put them together, and he got some sort of a finder's fee, some sort of a consultant fee, whatever the fee was. He made some money out of that, because what? You're adding value, and that's what business is about. Where you add value, you charge. You don't just do things for nothing, but you charge. Now, before the money, what went right? Christie, once again, he was from a very beautiful family, wonderful family structure. I believe with the exposure that he got with his father's work, being a coach and traveling the country and some parts of the world, he got a sense of how big the world is. Another good thing is he was educated. He went to school. He was somebody that was taken to very good schools, it seems, and you know, he applied himself, and he was not a scholar or a top achiever, but he did what he needed to do. And for me, that's key, because at the end of the day, once again guys, education is not about completing it at the highest grade or whatever. It's about getting involved, learning something. That's why education is important. You do it to learn something, because you can't just exist. If you just exist, guess what, you are gonna reap what you sow. But if you get involved, you learn something. I mean, sometimes you just need a chapter, and that chapter can change your life, or you need the whole course, whatever the case may be. Learn something and let it evolve your way of thinking. Let it help you to develop a new skill, of which at the end there we see in the story that this guy had very simple business models that he applied, and he made millions. So it's very, very key guys to apply yourself. Do not take what you're learning for granted. Looking at how he got his money, what went right is he's definitely a hustler. He started working at a call center at Chelsea, and while he was doing that, he was pushing a t-shirt business. And once again, what I love about this situation, it shows how simple businesses can become a stepping stone to achieving big businesses. And he was he was someone that was brand conscious. And I feel like, what you need to learn here is, don't want to copy what Christie did in terms of his specific business ideas, because some business ideas are, they go with the times. In that time, a lot of marketing sort of related businesses were, the it thing. They were the things that really could make you good money, because not a lot of people were focusing on brand messaging. And obviously he got to the point where he realized that, and he made some millions out of it. So what I'm just saying is, when you are trying to start a business, always make sure that you understand the time. What is the need of the time? What is that unique solution that very few are providing, so that you can be distinguished and be able to, do something about it. So once again, having said that, what I loved about Christie is that he was someone that was able to see what people needed, and he was not afraid. He was not afraid to go for it. He did not necessarily, judge himself or whatever the case may be, because a lot of people tend to do things for free without even realizing their value. And for me, it's very important that you realize that if you can provide value, buy low, add value, sell high. Simple. Do not complicate things. Do a lot of things that are just unnecessary. Be simple-minded and decisive. And this is, for me, a very key element of what went right in Christie's life, because this is something that made him a multi-millionaire. At this point, if I were to highlight some tax applications that one can take out of this video, because remember guys, I'm going to be making an in-depth analysis of the tax implications on the part 2 of this video. For now, we can observe that once he starts making these few thousands, heading towards the first 1.5 million out of many millions that he makes, you have to realize at this point he's in a compulsory way due for value-added tax. Because value-added tax, once you make 1 million and more, you have to register for it compulsory. And what that does then, it means that from now on, all monies that you are making through the business, 15% of that money has to go to SARS. Now, most people are not aware of this, or they don't plan for it. It becomes a problem. And another thing that concerns me is that his personal expenditures, like his cars and all sorts of things that he does in his personal capacity, actually is something that is kind of problematic, that many business owners actually face. And this is how. Remember, when you look at a business and the business owner, those are two separate legal identities or entities. The business is what is called a juristic person, and the business owner is what is called a natural person. Now, these are two entities in the eyes of the law. These are two entities in terms of SARS. So what that practically means is that when the business generates money, that money belongs to the business. So the VAT that needs to be paid is the business registered as a VAT vendor, and it needs to observe its dues in terms of VAT. Now when it comes to Christie doing his personal expenditures and buying all the cars and everything that he's bought, which is worth about almost 3 million in terms of what he has expended, based on what he is based on what he has explained on the show. It's about 3 million that we've calculated, and that means that 3 million he got it from the business and he did something. So for it to transfer from the business to him, it can live in several ways. Yeah, once again, new money complex, new money mentality. When you just want to show people how much money you've made, you just want to show people how I don't know, how successful you are, whatever the case may be. The problem is, guys, if you attract so much attention, there's all different types of people that you're attracting, good and bad, right? You end up doing things that you did not plan to do. You end up pleasing people that you don't even know. And for me, it's very important when you do anything, there's always reciprocity. Because if there's no reciprocity in your relationships, whether distance or close, whatever the case may be, you end up doing things for people and people just use you. And this is what happened to Christie. Lots of people used him for what he could do for them rather than what they could do for him in return. And this is a very destructive money habit that a lot of people end up having, thinking that their money is infinite, their money won't end, their money is there forever. And that is very problematic, because these are the type of things that will be the downfall of your business, of your life. Because at the end of the day, you become depressed once the money is finished, because you start thinking back, and the people that you were helping, the people that you were providing for, they end up just not being around, and they're not going to do what you did for them historically. So it's very important, guys, that to understand that don't spend money to please people. Another thing is, he was a big spender. This guy, as he said in the video, you work hard, play hard. He used to buy cars in cash. Once again, guys, buying cars cash is not actually a good thing.
Don't judge me, let me explain.
From a business perspective, because credit, guys, as we call it in the financial industry, leverage, right? If you're a consumer, it's just credit. It's just I don't want to go to the coloto, I don't want any debts, whatever. No, guys, in business, credit is a lifeline. Credit is key to helping you to advance yourself, to helping you to make sure that your business at the end of the day is able to be in a situation that it has the best situation to thrive, the best situation to be able to propel itself and extend itself. Because at the end of the day, the importance of credit is that you're using other people's money to make money. But if you have a consumer mentality, you're using someone else's money to supply your basic needs. That is wrong. But if you're using somebody else's money to turn a profit, guys, that is multiplication. That is leverage, as it's called. You're using money to make money. So at the end of the day, that is a key business advantage. And if you're just paying everything for cash, you are letting go of the money that you have, and you're making a profit when you make a profit, which is fair game. But if you have credit, very, very, very key. But now here's the situation. He's buying cars that are almost R1 million cash. He's spending so much money cash. So once again, you might as well spend everything on credit so that you can have cash to do more business, so that you are able to achieve what you need to achieve and cover your debt. But now if you're using cash and things are just going away, living your life, then what's the point? But then again, this is a very hotly debated topic. If you disagree, write down in the comments and tell me what you think. But at the end of the day, I'm just saying, guys, there's no fixed solution, but there are things that work and things that don't work. You have to have the right mindset, the right principles that you apply to the situation in order to ensure that these money tips and strategies work for you. So what I'm just saying in simple terms is there's no use buying so much big cash purchases, or in other words, you could have bought them by cash. You had the money, you had the liquidity, and you just manage your money, and you have more money available to do many things. And once again, you'll see in my tax implication video, the part 2 of this video, whereby I'll be showing you guys how, if he would just use credit, how it would have extended his money, and also how it would have put him in a mindset to manage his finances much better, because he has future debt that he's busy taking care of. But now when you just buying things cash, you feel invincible. You just doing, and you know, telling people about it, cash. Guys, cash is king, but it's all about money management. Even the richest guys in the world, your Jeff Bezos, your Elon Musk, your Warren Buffett, they have debt, they have credit, but that debt is not for consumption purposes, it's for business profit making purposes. And guys, it's very key. But hey, we'll talk about that in another video. The main thing is you want to work for your money. Getting money just like that for free, it's an opportunity, but most people are not ready for that opportunity, and unfortunately they become worse off than they were before they got the money. And this is simply because people just don't have money management. Once again, I implore people to really get into understanding how to, you know, manage your money, having an emotional intelligence that is important to how your money can work for you, how your money can really last, rather than it being a situation where you just get money and you blew it. So once again, when you're in business, you're working for money, just like it would be if you're having a job. You know, you have a sense of pride, you have a sense of, you know, ownership, that this money is mine, I worked for it, I did 1, 2, 3 to obtain it, and you know, you protect it, or you use it wisely. So things that come just like that, they leave just like that, unfortunately. But in Christie's case, you know, one does see that, you know, working hard can pay off, right? And being smart about your life, being smart about opportunities that present themselves for you. And very important to have, you know, knowledge, to have expertise, whereby you just separate yourself from the crowd. That's where you start seeing opportunities that many others don't see, and that's just a way of getting money. So yeah, at the end of the day, very lovely story. I'm so thankful for Christie for sharing his story on I Blew It, and I hope a lot of you guys learned as much as possible, because there's so much to learn. So as I said, I'll be creating a part 2 of this video, whereby I just dive into the more technical things in terms of tax implications and so on. And I really hope for now you guys enjoyed this one, and please remember to subscribe, like, and share this video with your friends. Comment down below, just let me know what you think, what, you know, just yeah, let's engage, guys. So really appreciate, guys. Hope you learned something. See you on the next one.